Okay, boys and girls, we're back. Why do I have two driver's side rear bumpers for the C3? Well, if you've been watching the videos, you know why, but let me tell you real quick, and then I'll show you the end of my last video I made, which was showing that the driver's side did not match the passenger side. You see how close that is to the body? Right? That's the way it's supposed to look. Apparently, this bumper is bent or it's just not the right shape, and I didn't find out until after I got it re-chromed. So that's the big mistake I made, right? Of course, I assumed, why would I do that? I assumed that it was correct because it was on the car. I didn't really notice. And that was a mistake. So if you guys take it from me, you know, obviously, test fit stuff before you get it re-chromed. You guys are not going to believe this. So this all is lined up, right? Check this out. Look at this side. Look at this side. Oh my God, what is happening? How is this even possible? I don't understand how there can be that big of a gap. I mean, it doesn't even look like it was bent. Was it bent? Was it from a different car? I don't understand. So what did I do? I'm not gonna try to bend this. This is almost impossible to bend. Like, I would need to bend this whole area, which would be really hard given the amount of metal that is there and the angles and things. So I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to list that, and I will definitely talk about the condition it's in and show pictures. If anybody wants it, they can buy it. What I did do is I found a replacement that should be, we're going to find out in a second, should be correct. And this is from a 68 to 72. This one was on eBay. I paid $100 for it. And it does need to be re-chromed. It's got some stuff right there. Although it doesn't have any dents, it looks to be in pretty good shape. Everything's pretty straight. It's actually, this one's actually in better shape than that one was, because that one had a couple little dings and dents to remove. So this one looks really clean. Everything's straight, you know. No signs of accident. There's not even, like, none of this has any dents or anything. It looks good, actually. So I'm going to do a test fit right now. And then the only thing that I care about right now is, does this little horn hug this area or not? So I'm going to put it on. I like to start here in the corner. But before we get to that, I'm going to put some tape around so I don't scratch up the paint. Be right back. All right, let's take a look. Now, this is fitting pretty well. Definitely acceptable, right? There's no issue with the gap there. You can see there, it's a little wider than the other side, but that's okay. It's not, these cars were never perfect. Although I do like the way this one fits right there. It's actually even a little too close, but I can address that. So what I learned, you guys, and maybe many of you know this already, is that there is some adjustability on this lower, I'm just going to call it the horn. There is some up and down and out adjustability vis-a-vis the little support. We're going to take a look at it in a second. But before I climb under there, I actually have to go get a headlamp, and then I want to show you this other thing, two other things. One is that there's a big gap still right here. I wasn't really comfortable tightening up this side bolt because, and I'll show you, because I mean the angle is pretty much parallel to the car. If I tighten up that bolt, now I'm bending this in. Unless I can get this in tighter, which I'm not sure how I could, because this bolt is in and this bolt's in. So I don't know how I would move the entire bumper on board to where it is now. It's already, I don't think you can move this. So it's kind of weird that it's sticking this far out. But, these cars were sort of semi-hand built. And obviously this is not the bumper that was sold on this car. So maybe I'm stuck with it. But anyway, that's what that spacing looks like. You see there's about a 3/4 inch gap there. And this one, like I said, this one is tighter, but it's still fine. Let me see if I can show you. I'm just going to grab this light that I have. Let's take a look underneath. Under here is the adjustability. So that if you, and what I did is I pushed, right? I just pushed on this. I pushed up on this little horn, and then I tightened it here. And it pulled it in. But let me show you the other thing that's kind of a little sketchy. And I gotta get my light. Is look at that. Can I show you? You see that angle? Let me get the zoom happening. Can you guys see that? You see how the angle of the car does not match the angle on the bumper at all. And that angle is going to want to pull, it's going to want to pull this whole thing out away, right? If I go up, if I use that angle. So right now, I'm just leaving this sort of a little bit loose. And I might have to hammer on that a little or cut this down. I'm thinking right here, maybe, I don't know. But I'm just leaving that a little open, or maybe I just leave it like that. In fact, I wonder if that was re-welded now that I see that. But I don't think it was. I think this is all pretty original. All right, so before I end this video, I'm actually going to say that, yes, I can use this bumper, but I want to experiment a little with trying to get it to move inside the car line a little bit, so I don't have an extra 3/8 of an inch over here, because that needs to really go up against the body. I can probably wrench on that, but I don't want to tweak this that much. There's a lot of pressure here if I start wrenching that in, and then this is just fiberglass right there. It's not strong, so I can end up ripping that out from the car body if I'm not careful. On this side, you can see here, you see how there's a gap similar, but then I tightened it up. So that's bent in, that goes in. It actually starts, I mean, it still looks pretty parallel. And we're looking at it from a weird angle. Like nobody's gonna look at the car from this angle really, but there is that. So that gap is not unlike this gap, right? But on the passenger side, it comes in. So maybe I can bend this a little bit. I don't know, maybe. The time to do it though is before you send it out to the chrome shop. So what I'm going to do before I send this to the chrome is I'm going to try to put the one that I had back on and see if I can wrestle it in a little bit more now that I know about that adjustability, and I have a little bit of, play in there. I'm going to see if I can wrestle that on. If I can, then I'll just keep that one. I don't have to get this chromed right away or at all. I can just sell it. We'll be back. All right. Well, I just had the re-chromed piece back on the car, and it does not fit. The reason I know it does not fit is because this side, if it's lining up over here, that little horn is like a good 1.5 to 2 inches out here. I have it in the other pictures. I'll show you a quick video of that. But I think given the rigidity and difficulty in bending this, I'm not going to try to do that. I'm going to try to make this piece fit. And the only real issue I have is the angle here. And I was thinking maybe before I send it to get re-chromed, I can cut here, and then I'll bend this down a little bit, and I'll take a little bit of angle out of that. And then maybe I can try to get this to go in slightly, maybe heat it, but we'll see. See you later.